What's up everybody? My name is Austin. Thank you for checking out my channel. Today we're gonna go over a video breakdown in Premiere Pro on how I edited my roommate Nick's barbershop video. If you haven't seen that, I will link it below, and cue the intro. All right, so here we are in Premiere Pro. Here are the bins that I have laid out. I shot this on two different cameras, my 5D Mark IV and then the 90D, which just came out when I shot this video. Pretty solid camera. It can shoot full HD in 120 frames per second, which the 5D cannot, so I wanted to test out that ability. Then you have the audio bin right here. I chose the song by this artist named Ooyy, who I actually found through a Sam Colder video that he did with Gymshark. I will link that below as well. Very cool video, good artist, very like poppy kind of electronic beats, which is the vibe I wanted to go with. Let me play you a little sample of the song here. So what I like about it is it kind of starts slow. So I went ahead and laid out the track down here. Cut it up just a little bit so it wasn't quite so long. For the first scene, I just wanted to do a couple establishing shots while the song builds so you can hear. Now this shot initially goes kind of away from the barbershop pole, kind of pulling out, but I went ahead and reversed the speed. So it goes towards, like it's moving closer, kind of getting warmer as the song goes. And then the next shot is another establishing shot of the sign, just from a different angle, same sign, different side. And then what I wanted to do with this is, you can see if I play it full speed, it has a little mask to it. So what I did was just move the camera from right to left and use the door as the straight line that I used to mask to the next shot. So take a closer look. You can see right there's the edge of the door, and then I just use a simple mask to cut with the next scene. And then I also used an adjustment layer to create a Gaussian blur, or whatever you want to call it, just to give it a nice little extra smoothness to the transition. Now if you take that off, disable that, doesn't look too much different, but I think it just adds just a little bit extra kind of smooth motion transition to that. So the next shot, once again, I'm going from right to left with the camera. It goes into another shot going right to left. All right, so as the song builds, kind of keeps going. We're still establishing shots, just kind of like going around the room. And with each of these, you can see that I put a little speed ramp that kind of ramps to the next clip. Just a little bit of a nice, smoother transition. It's not just a hard cut, it kind of flows a little bit better. So with this shot, now you can see that the reason I nested it is because it was a little shaky. I shot all this handheld. So when I did this push-in shot, it was just a little bit shaky, so I warp stabilized the full clip, and then I nested that so I could play around with the speed of the clip. Now, you cannot use speed ramps or change the speed or anything if you do a warp stabilizer. I'm sure everybody's well aware of that. But if you nest it, it's a simple fix, very quick and very easy. And if you somehow screw up the clip, just go back into your project bin, find the clip again, and just do it all over again. It's really easy. Now, as you can hear, the song kind of builds, and then we finally get into the drop, and then that's when Trevor, my other roommate, comes into the scene. So this scene right here, you can obviously see that there's an edge to the bookshelf that I kind of used to mask to the next clip. Now, I don't really mask it all the way because I got lazy, but the next clip you can see I'm kind of pulling back away from the door, which is also going up to down and kind of pulling out just like this clip previously is. So you get kind of a nice little, right? And then I'm just listening to the beat where I think the edit should be. All right, so then I just threw a little dip to black, and I knew I wanted to get this shot where he threw the sheet over and it went to black. So I just positioned my camera accordingly. Now that light is a problem that you see right here, but I threw that little dip to black and it seems to be okay. It seems to work all right. We'll play it back real quick. And then up here, I just did a little kind of stutter. Whenever you hear this hi-hats go, that's kind of like a cheap little transition or effect or whatever you want to call it. It's not anything hard. All I did was went in and cut it, you know, every 2 frames I cut it and then disabled those clips in between. So it gives it a little. All right, and then for the next scene, obviously you hear the beat goes bang, bang. So I wanted to kind of get that motion. So I had the camera and I went into the foot when he was pushing down, kind of like that. And you'll see it here in the clip. All right, and then I masked this clip over top of it. So you can see that I masked it, his arm coming down over the shot. And then I had another little speed ramp here where he goes ahead and puts the, whatever you call this thing, around his neck. So if you play it back, you can see the mask transition here in full speed. And then on the next kind of song beat is a speed ramp where he puts the thing on. All right, and then all these are just simple little speed ramps to try to mimic what the music is doing. Here we got our first little sound effect, just a little whoosh sound, just kind of adds a little bit to the transition. Now, I don't necessarily like how this clip is moving right to left and then this clip is moving left to right. But the reason I put this clip here is because it gives you that nice little, whenever you hear that nice little bing, then he pulls the clipper out of the, like, yeah. So I tried to match those two, or that clip to that sound. And then the next transition I really like, I'm really proud of this one because the camera's going from left to right. And then it comes to another clip where the camera's also going left to right. And I use speed ramps to kind of give it that nice little extra. And that's all just hand motions. That's me going, okay, go this way, now go this way, now I'm gonna go back. Simple little handheld shot. I got that from a video by Daniel Schiffer. If you don't know about Daniel Schiffer, get to know him. He's a super talented filmmaker and he does a lot of great tutorials just like this. Probably a lot better than me, but I'll get there eventually. So as we go back into it here, once again, just matching up these little speed ramps to the little notes of the song or whatever you want to call those little. And then here, matching up to that little hi-hat beat, we have this mask. All I did there was put that down to 50% opacity right here and then speed the clip up. So it gives that a nice little kind of ghosting effect. And then here with these movements, you can see that I'm just trying to cut between clips by getting a little camera movement up and away and then coming back down. And it's a little easier when the walls are all kind of white, so it's not a very harsh transition, not going from like black to white walls or something like that. So it kind of works. It's not the greatest because essentially you want that camera movement to be going the same way. So, you know, how this clip goes kind of up, left to right, you would want the next clip to come in with the camera also moving left to right, kind of going up. And as you can see, this clip is moving down into the left. So it's not perfect, but you do what you can with what you got. Once again, camera's moving up to down and then kind of goes down to up. Not ideal, but I should have planned it better, I guess. I don't know. I still think it works. That one's a little bit better because you can see the camera's going up and away, and then it goes to another shot where the camera's going up So I really like that transition. Simple little sound effect there. I knew I had the perfect shot for that little tick, 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 tick. So I timed it up as best I could, and I think it really works. Once again, just a speed ramp transition going away and then coming back down. So that one's a little bit better. It's going up to down, and then the next clip comes in going up to down as well. And I masked it again with just a little adjustment layer that has this blursion, or this, yeah, this blur going on here. And I just keyframed it, so it was kind of like a little mountain, if you want to look at it that way. Boom, blurry during the transition, and then it comes out of it as it goes into the next scene. Now I could continue with the crazy transitions and speed ramps and all of that during this time, but I don't want my audience to get nauseous, so I just kind of left these clips unedited. I like that one a lot because, like I said, camera's going down to up, and then the next shot also comes down to up, and it's a different cut. So this is like a medium shot here, and then the next shot is a close-up. So I like when it cuts between like wide to medium, medium to close. I don't like medium to medium cuts or wide to wide cuts. I don't think they work that well. I find a lot of people doing that. You can't always help it. Like, I know I have some of those in here as it is, but these particular cuts that go from medium shot to close up, I really like. So you can see how smooth that transition is. So once again here, just trying to go with a smooth transition, comb going down, camera going down, kind of comes back in going the same way. Shot of Nick's tattoos. And then just a quick little so as the song kind of winds down, that's when you're kind of getting those nice slow shots. You don't have to go crazy with the edits. You can just relax a little bit. And then once again, just with that little, I just want to throw a little speed ramp in there. Cool. And then so I ended it with just the in-camera sound. I didn't even have a Rode mic on my camera for this. It was just literally the sound that came out of the camera. I think it works pretty well because I wanted to kind of get that ambiance, that street vibe. And then I also wanted to get that door closing, which I thought was pretty cool. Just like that. And then simple camera movement up to the sky. And then my logo fades in, cross dissolve, boom. And there it is, just a slight little movement, keyframing this, scaling it up so the logo kind of comes just a little bit towards you. So there you have it, guys. Thank you very much for checking out my video. I hope you found a lot of value in this. I know when I was first beginning, I was always looking for videos like this just to see what other filmmakers were doing, to see how I could make my videos better. Now, I hope to be doing a lot more in-depth, thorough breakdowns on how I got the shot, why I got the shot, and how I edited the shot on all my future projects. So please subscribe, stay tuned for that. Follow me on all my social media accounts, and I will see you on the next video.